Oh gosh, what's up? How are you again? Alright, some interesting stuff happened after I made my brain Wi-Fi video. Um, some things kind of snapped. Uh, Started getting attacked pretty good. Started coming on the shoulders and the head. And, just crazy stuff started happening. And, all I could think was, what the hell's going on? Because this is like, there's a ground reflection coming up. Yes, you could be made to sneeze now with nanorobots getting electrical signals in your nose with your nose hairs. But the one thing that I started thinking was, because there was a weird frequency of transsexuals that come through, and a group of people who are switch hitters, play on both sides of the plate. Hi, petunias. But so here's what I'm going to talk about. I've talked about this once before. We're pissing around with nano robots, gene splicings, all these genes. And what happens whenever they're in the brain from a binary perspective here? What do people call it? Non-gay, non-transsexual, just I don't know what what the job applications say anymore. I really don't. But there are a lot of countries around the planet who are outlawing homosexuality. Did you hear me? You remember when Uganda outlawed homosexuality? There was more money and more resources sent over there for those people. For that cause, for some country saying they don't want homosexuality in their country. And there's 30 more of them. Just in Africa alone, and I don't know if there's any other countries that piss with it. I know Russia said something. They're starting war against transsexuals. China, like I said, yeah, you got some screwed up thinking. Uncle Jinping will probably cut your head off in public, huh? But anyways, let's get down to business here. Why some of these, hey, it's just people that are doing certain things, but not whenever you start getting down to the chromosomes, not whenever you get into the genetics and using nano for genetics. And okay, now we all got nano robots. What happens whenever one of these nano robots get out and comes? I don't want any robots in my brain at all, period, to be quite frankly, with the current society. But one of these other nano robots that has all this thinking of transsexual thoughts, and it gets into my head. More importantly, it gets into my phone. More importantly, it gets into my quantum computer, gets into my UFO, gets into my missiles, like anything, and these types of thinkings make it there. It just got me wondering, like, hey, Mr. Elon Musk, can you please hurry up and build a rocket and get me on Mars? Yeah, I don't. Right now, I'll just go by myself with artificial intelligence and all these brain bots. The first thing we're gonna do is terraform the planet because we have the power to do so. Within a year or two, we can change the planet with nanotechnology. It's very possible. You can't get me out of here fast enough, or hey, have a party bus go up there with all the other people. Whatever you want to do, because I do believe this is where most of the war is coming from, as of right now. Like, is there going to be another Holocaust? Or are we? Which way is it going to swing? Is it going to swing to transsexuals stay alive or transsexuals die? Which one is this? No, this is a very serious subject. Very serious, because you can't control. You can control who you hang out with in humans, unless they kidnap you and fucking hold you down and hold you captive. Like, hey, yeah, I don't have to be anywhere near that. But now with these devices, you don't have an option. There's no option. Don't ask, don't tell policies. There's no options. And this one here snapped the antenna here on the garbage can. Said go fuck yourself when he left. Must have went through and hurt. By the way, Lockheed Martin, I mean, you guys, you humans, no harm, but the way these electronics are set up, if that come through and hit you guys, you're probably used to it because you don't talk about it, so no harm, no foul, I guess. But like this is like a subject that I don't really even want to talk about, but I see it coming on the horizon. I see it's here, and it's one of those things. It's like it's a way of thinking, and this goes into the computer, to the algorithm, these images, these words. Yeah, people are people, cool, but if I don't want to hang out with you, I can walk away from you and don't have to see it. But now with advanced computing, Mr. Eric Schmidt, advanced computing, these transsexual thoughts go to my phone. Now my phone is communicating with my brain because I have from the food, from nano weapons, from weather, going into my bloodstream, and these can communicate. And can the world be healed from these particular advancements in people's thinking? Or is it only gonna get worse? And it's like, if you don't have an underground bunker, you're kind of screwed, huh? If you don't have one of those, you're kind of screwed. If you don't have a UFO, you're kind of screwed. If you're not on the moon or on Mars, you're kind of screwed. It's the current society right now. This transsexual thinking. No, I have to start the shit. Because the only way to get it better is to make it worse, isn't it? Whenever this shit first started, there's a young lady that showed up in a holographic projection. Perfect hologram of her. She says, sometimes you have to suffer to get better. That was the remark that this biologist of genes and biology and organelles and organoids and lymph, all that stuff. Sometimes you must suffer to get better. That's what they said. Like assholes. Like assholes. How many of you guys thought I wouldn't even be standing here breathing gas still? And it got me to thinking, Mr. Schmidt, check this one out. Whenever I fart, it's like a bomb exploding now, huh? Whatever kind of food's in my stomach, we could just send one of these amplifications here, come right out of the phone, wherever. It just starts working. These frequencies, nuclear fusion starts happening, and I fart. And then that fart gets harvested. What are we doing with all these little bits of metals and like little magnetic fields? Carry it through your nose, huh? And hence I'm talking about transsexuals. What do you think's happening here? You think people are trying to manipulate DNA through use of parasympathetic nervous system? Chromosomal issues? Because when you fart, that's right by your sexual organ. Really close to your sexual organ. You start running ground reflections through there. What do you think happens? Transsexuals? Do you know? Guys working on chromosomes? Intersex? Problems, huh? Problems. I remember whenever I heard the guy come on the radio, NPR radio. It is my life's work with these chromosome issues. My life's work. There will be men and women who will be able to have both organs. It's my life's work. Is this good thinking? That's only one aspect. The other aspect is a mental virus. And since we have nanorobots that have been prevalent in society now for a good while, can you understand where the gist of the craziness is coming from? That's just like a pharmaceutical company. Yeah, hey doctor, do not talk about nanotechnology. Here's these pills and shit, but while they're in their house, we're going to do shit to make them have headaches. Yeah, you're going to have a headache in your house, or you're going to get diarrhea or colon cancer or something. Don't tell them about nano, what's going on. Don't tell them. And then now we have psychotronics, psychoacoustics, psychophysics, whatever one you want to subliminally pervert obtruse obscurity. Like it's still getting attacked here. Still getting attacked pretty good. Bird come in, and the bird, it's like a camera. When it hits me, that bird amplitude, it's like a shutter. It's like a shutter. The bird's bleeping. Whoop, goes right by. Camera shot frame. Camera shot. Camera shot. Camera shot. That's how camera works. And they call it sound. Sound is a pressure wave, they call it. Sound is nothing other than light. You can call it sound all you want. It's still an electrical signal. I can't talk without an electrical signal coming out of my mouth. Call it sound all you want. It's electrical signal. Oh yeah, what's going on? What's going on with what do you call it again? Those little UPC codes on boxes. There's chips in there, and now it's nano in there too, huh? And it's like, dude, every time you talk, you're causing nano because it's a form of electrical signal, and then every attributed effect or change in electrical signal, and the nano has different properties. It's self-replicating. Just look at an equalizer on a goddamn stereo and think of that as nano. Just sit there and watch it as you're playing music. And that equalizer picks up all those electrical signals. It's only sound, but it's an electrical signal. And just think about the nano. It changes whenever you add these electrical signals. This is not a war for me on transsexual people. Gay people, just stay the fuck away from me. And we're cool. If I don't want to talk to you, if you're an asshole, if we could have a conversation, cool. But whenever this shit comes through the computers like this, I must sound the alarm. I'm blowing the whistle again! These subverting thoughts. Something's right here on top of my head. Shooting for the middle hemispheres of my brain. Just a little like dagger pushing in. This little static bot comes up, little transsexual static bot. It has both fucking organs. And it just like hits electrical reflection up there and sends in a little needle. How's that work? Who can explain that one? How we have operations without getting surgery? Hell, how am I ever going to have to never see a doctor again, have a holographic teleportation of an artificial intelligence that has a photoacoustic amplification system and heals me was electric. I know it sure as hell's been trying to kill me. 5 years now. 5 years. This is my story, Lockheed Martin. This is my story. And it comes from some of the shit you're developing. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Like, I'm ready to find, just go find some of these countries and start looking up nanotechnology where they outlaw homosexuality and see if we can level the playing field out here. Frequencies resonate, eternal energy, neurologically developing, surveillance state, scale, and stupidity. Talk to you in the near future, my friend. Sincerely, Chad.